On the other side of the matchup this week, the Dolphins have said Snoop Huntley, that's their guy. He's starting again this week for Miami against the Patriots. And what we have shaping up, Zach, is one of the most intriguing matchups I've ever seen in an NFL game. These are two fundamentally disabled teams going up against each other. And I know for Miami, that might be a little harsh because outside of the quarterback, there's still a very solid team and a good roster. But I don't know if you know this, quarterback's kind of important in today's NFL. And if you watched anything on Monday night in that Tennessee-Miami game, you'll understand why. Because Tennessee is right there with New England and Carolina as one of the worst teams in football. They beat the Dolphins.
Yeah, they did.
Snoop Huntley is at quarterback for the Dolphins.
Again this week, too.
That versus whatever the Patriots roll out is going to be hilarious. Like, this is what Herb Brooks, the late, great Herb Brooks, would call two monkeys trying to hump a football. I mean, this is going to be the short bus Super Bowl this week between the Dolphins and the Patriots. I am so fascinated by this because most weeks the Patriots are playing San Francisco or the Jets. It just sucks. It's just painful. These teams are so much better than the Patriots, and it's whatever. But what we have this week is like one of our favorite pastimes. Zach, if you, Mike, and I had to be stuck in a room the whole day and they said, okay, you guys can do anything, you just need to get along, what do you think we would do?
We would probably sit around and talk, and then eventually at some point in time watch bad movies.
We would watch bad movies.
Yeah.
If they said, okay, Cam, Zach, Mike, you're stuck in a room all day, you just have to be nice to each other, and you have to watch one NFL football game that's on the schedule this year. This is it.
This is our Mystery Science Theater 3000 football game?
Exactly. Maybe that's a more PC way to put it. This is the Mystery Science Theater 3000 NFL game of the year. It's the shittiest fun movie you've ever watched playing out on a field of gridiron 53 yards wide and 100 yards long. It's going to be terrible. Just terrible. In a morbid curiosity kind of way. How many times is Scott Hansen even going to check in on this game?
What's over under, like 4 times maybe?
It's supposed to be called Red Zone. How many teams are going to be in the Red Zone? This is, I'm interested to see if they can track this for those like me who have Sunday Ticket. And when it's not the Patriots, I'm just watching Red Zone. But I might, like, if I'm someone else who's just a morbidly curious fan of, like, the Cowboys who play at night on Sunday, do you just tune into this game? Do you just watch how bad this can get?
See, and at this point, I think it's one of those things of where if you don't have rooting interests, like, it's tough to sit through something like that then.
I mean, to be honest,
unless you want to be entertained. And
there are plenty of Dolphins and Patriots fans who are not built like us, who even have a rooting interest, who won't be watching this. Which, come on, have some fun in your life.
Yeah.
This is a chance to see, outside of a major weather event, which we saw, like with the Jets-Broncos game on Sunday, the downpour of rain makes it a 10-9 game, or we'll see it with blizzards, or the Patriots-Bills game a couple years ago with the ridiculous wind, and they only threw it like 3 times and won. Outside of a major weather event, this is the closest we see to how bad NFL football can be.
Is this going to be
how completely inept it can be?
Our Wake Forest, Virginia Tech 0-0 tie at the end of regulation bad?
Yes. Yes. Have you seen this Twitter account, the Sickos Committee?
No, I don't think I have.
They've been around a couple years. I love them. So that's what they're into. They are into just the worst stuff we can find, whether it's like the worst, it's mostly college football, like worst college teams going against each other, worst atmospheres, worst broadcasts. They love punts. They like sell sweatshirts that just say punts, ! They love Iowa. And so
Iowa is such a hard team to watch.
So like that's what
like
they're
if
into.
you're
They're
a wide
complete
receiver,
sickos.
why do you ever? Okay, yeah.
And so like they love Maction and stuff like that. Like if there was a Sickos Committee for the NFL, this would be it right here. I'm trying to look up some of their tweets, but
I gotcha.
This is
I like this.
I love the Sickos Committee, by the way. They're awesome. Like they're big into like scoregami stuff too. And this would absolutely be the game for them. They love the Kibbie Dome. I also love the Kibbie Dome.
Did Idaho drop down to? Sorry, are they FCS now?
They are. Yeah, both Idaho and Idaho State. Yeah.
Wow, to think that's the first relegation. I don't know what else to call it aside from that I think I've seen in my lifetime, because they played FBS football for a long time.
Yeah,
out in the WAC.
Yeah, they'd play like Boise State as like a non-con
close
opponent.
And you'd randomly get those Kibbie Dome games on like ESPN2 on Thursday nights and stuff.
I love the Kibbie Dome.
Yeah,
Thursday, Friday nights. You'd throw in some BCS bracket buster because they're playing Idaho, and you'd get the Kibbie Dome. That's where they should play this game. Can I pitch something to the NFL, please? I'm going to look into the camera and pitch this into the NFL. You have got the two most inept teams as they are constructed right now, the New England Patriots and the Miami Dolphins. You have the opportunity to do the funniest, most sickos committee thing ever. Play this game at the Kibbie Dome. All of us would be so thankful for that. You take the weirdest stadium in college football, put the two worst NFL teams right now in it, and you want a punt-a-palooza. There's only one feasible place you can put this game, and that is the Kibbie Dome in Moscow, Idaho. I need that.
It holds like what, 8,000? Hold on, I'm going to look that up.
Please look that up. I'd like the exact specifications of the Kibbie Dome. So I think of like baseball doing the Field of Dreams game, and it's, all the nostalgia and the Norman Rockwell-ness of it all. You put it out there in the cornfield, just like Field of Dreams. Let's tip it on its head. Let's do the opposite. Let's put the worst of the worst that our professional sport has to offer, and let's put it in the Kibbie Dome, the most romantic place you can play a football game.
So the Kibbie Dome is 48 years old, 49 years old. But, and it says 53 down here. Anyway, what we have, it has multiple years when it was there, but capacity for football since 2011 has been 15,250 people. And
shouldn't be more than 15,000 going to this game.
They've upgraded from real grass pro turf in 2016 to matrix turf in 2017. So you got some nice matrix turf in there for the players to play on too. Yeah.
They had playing on in the NFL.
They had AstroTurf in there until 2006.
Oh my God! What kind of, do they have a different kind of turf?
No, it says they had AstroTurf from 90 till 2006.
Oh, till 2006.
Yeah, and then they had.
I was like, wait a minute, 2006 seems weird to start doing AstroTurf.
Tartan turf before that. They had natural grass for the first year it was open, and that was it. And then they switched to turf.
Probably pretty tough to do.
Yeah,
probably pretty tough to do, especially back in the 70s. I'm telling you, this is the perfect spot. The Kibbie Dome is the perfect spot for this game of two monkeys trying to hump a football. This is the perfect setting. The Mystery Science Theater 3000 Bowl at the Kibbie Dome. Patriots, Dolphins. 1 p.m. Eastern time, Sunday afternoon. Book it.
The great outdoor concrete stadium that's as bland as the game will be.
Oh, yes, man. Yes. The NFL should be doing this. They should be able to flex it, like worst game on the schedule, because they didn't see this as going to be the worst game. Then Tua gets hurt and Skylar Thompson gets hurt, and all of a sudden it's the worst game. They should be able to flex one game a year to the Kibbie Dome. I know they're so obsessed with flexing it to Tottenham Hotspur Stadium in London. That's where the Patriots Jags are going to be playing in a couple weeks.
That's a nice stadium.
It is a really nice
for
stadium.
A nice team.
And they want to put it at whatever 9:30 in the morning Eastern time. But hear me out. Make some. How about this, NFL? If you're supposed to be America's game, make some jobs here in the good old heartland of the USA and put it at the Kibbie Dome. And you know who you can get out there, Zach? Oh my God, my mind is just running wild. If you played this thing in Idaho, you get the two most famous residents of Idaho out there flipping the coin. Okay? I'm talking Napoleon Dynamite and Sydney Sweeney.
Is she
Idaho's finest.
Yeah.
One of the greatest women to ever live is from the state of Idaho. We put her out there, wearing something tight, flipping the coin for Patriots Dolphins at the Kibbie Dome. My mind is running wild with this. I was going to save this game breakdown for tomorrow, but my God, I think we've stumbled across something great. The worst NFL game every year, put it at the Kibbie Dome, give them an extra day of revenue, bring some great jobs to the American heartland where they love good football. It makes perfect sense to me.
What's Brock Osweiler doing?
Is he another Idahoan?
He's the NFL link there. He can be their
he's a commentator.
He could be their ambassador. He could call the Kibbie Dome game then.
Yeah, he does college football.
He goes back home. He's
is he the only guy from Idaho.
No, there's a whole list.
Is from Idaho.
Cody Pickett was from Idaho.
Give me some famous Idaho
all right,
NFL players, and I'll look up famous Idaho celebrities.
By the way, Luke Ridnour was from Idaho.
Okay,
these are people. It's in alphabetical order is how they do this, so it kind of sucks. Brandon Blair was an NFL defensive end from there. NFL. There's not AJ Feely.
Hey, okay. See what I get. What
Jordan Gross, offensive tackle.
What happens here is they do people like born in Idaho, which doesn't necessarily mean they're from Idaho, like they weren't raised there.
That's true, and you kind of have to like click on them. But the thing is, over here it has
Jerry Kramer, Packers great. He's from Idaho.
Oh, Merrill Hodge.
Merrill Hodge definitely feels like he's from Idaho
because he went to Idaho State, so he's there from out. Yeah. Merrill Hodge does seem very Idaho.
Like, why can't I get just like the 10 most famous people from Idaho?
Did you find
Here are people that live in Idaho?
See,
that's not
the
necessarily the same. That's like saying Henry Winkler is from Montana. No, he just lives there. Okay. I'm getting this from Reddit, which seems like the best we can do.
Yeah.
Harmon Killebrew, is that true? Is Harmon Killebrew from Idaho?
That
would be like the best baseball player from there
easily.
for sure.
Oh yeah, he shows up on here from Payette. Maybe I butchered that.
It says Sarah Palin was born there. Obviously made her bones somewhere else. Bruce Willis?
Yeah, see, I didn't trust that list. I thought that might be people who live there. Now, I will say, though, that, again, a lot of quarterbacks out of Idaho. Jake the Snake Plummer. Now, he went to Arizona State.
Because Brock Osweiler
did too, yeah. But no,
all right, I'm going to go off this list, and I'm just going to roll with it. Come what may. Lana Turner, Aaron Paul, Sacagawea. Ever heard of her?
Yeah, I don't know if she'll be able to attend.
I don't know if she knows she's from Idaho. It probably was not a thing.
No.
Taysom Hill, another quarterback. That makes sense. BYU, a lot of Mormons out there in Idaho. A lot of them. In fact, that's got to be the most outside of Utah, or at least concentrated. Harmon Killebrew, there we go. Lillian Disney, wife of Walt Disney. Didn't see that coming. Leighton Vander Esch. Mark Felt, FBI guy from the Watergate scandal.
Nice.
We're going way down. Jake Plummer looks like Tony Hawk with long hair. Ever notice that?
Yeah, a little bit now.
Palin.
He has like a mushroom farm now, man.
But see, here's what I'm wondering, because nowhere in the top 25 is Sydney Sweeney, who would be number 1 in the world right now.
See,
because probably she was born in Spokane, which is like an hour from Idaho, by the way, but grew up in Idaho.
See that
Brian Harsin.
They probably consider
Boise State guy.
Jeremy Stevens, the former tight end.
Dirk Cotter. Other people. I don't know who Gutzon Borglum is, but that is an unbelievable name. Gutzon Borglum, American sculptor, best known for his colossal Mount Rushmore sculpture. That's a famous guy.
That is.
He did Mount Rushmore?
Yeah. Well, is he the guy who also wanted there to be like
he is 37th on the list.
Isn't he also the guy that wanted there to be a safe in Mount Rushmore where we kept like the Declaration of Independence and stuff though too?
Yeah, probably.
Like that's what his whole idea was at first. Oh, damn, poor Merrill.
This list goes past 50. Shea McClellan, former Patriot. There you go. AJ Feely's 51. Like, how much of an honor is it to be Howard Hunter, lawyer, 57th most famous person
This
from
one
Idaho?
says Peekaboo Street.
Yes. Jordan Gross. Jordan Gross is a better player than Howard Hunter was a lawyer.
Leighton Vander Esch.
Yeah. He played like 8-man football or whatever they do out there. But Sydney Sweeney's still number one. Sydney Sweeney, Napoleon Dynamite. Get them out there. Maybe a little side trip to Preston, Idaho, where Napoleon Dynamite is based. Coeur d'Alene, lovely this time of year. But get them down to Moscow. You want to play games in international cities. You've done London. You've done Berlin. You've done Munich. You've done Sao Paulo. You've done Mexico City. Now it's time for Moscow. Moscow, Idaho. Patriots, Dolphins, Kibbie Dome. Book it.
We are Rogue Media Sports.